Man discovers sad stray kitten abandoned in a box, and she instantly refuses to let him go. Abandoned on the streets with nowhere to call a home, this adorably sad stray kitten was lost and all alone. When a man accidentally stumbled across her in a box, he never expected the instant connection that the two would share. Here's the heartwarming story of how one man helped change the life of a tiny stray who otherwise would have grown up alone on the streets. While on his way to work in Houston, Texas, an Imager user by the name of Wallstone happened upon an unexpected discovery. You see, as he made his way to the front doors of his factory, he saw an odd-looking box that didn't belong there. He happened to look inside and was surprised by what he saw. As the man peered into the box, he saw a tiny kitten inside, left alone on the streets to fend for herself. Inside of the box was a half-eaten cheeseburger the kitten was having a hard time nibbling on. He noticed that she was so little she probably couldn't even eat the solid food yet. Wallstone had no idea where the kitten had come from, and then all of a sudden she stopped picking at her burger and looked up at him. The kitten came out of the box and began to introduce herself to the man, rubbing up against his legs. The man never expected such a reaction. Looking up at the man with her beautiful yellow eyes, the kitten continued rubbing her face against his legs non-stop. She absolutely refused to let the man leave her. Could it be love at first sight? Wallstone was also smitten as he began to fall in love with the adorable kitten and her fascination with him. He knew he just couldn't go back into work that day. Wallstone couldn't turn his back on the tiny kitten now, especially after such an engagement between the two. It was at that point that he decided to take the day off from work and figure out a plan to help out the kitten that so quickly put her trust in him. She decided to adopt me, so I took the afternoon off and brought her home, he said. However, Wallstone still had to figure out what his next course of action would be. Wallstone decided that his next best move would be to take the kitten to a vet's office. There she tested negative for FIV and feline leukemia. The vets assured Wallstone that despite the fact the kitten was underweight and malnourished, she was completely healthy. So what did Wallstone decide to do with this healthy kitten? The vets then confirmed to Wallstone the kitten was 10 weeks old, and although she was old enough to be away from her mother, she was still in need of extra care in order to overcome such a traumatic beginning. Wallstone took all this information into consideration as he thought about what he should do. Finally, it was confirmed by the veterinarian that the kitten was not chipped. This meant that locating any potential owners would be pretty much impossible. Wallstone had finally heard enough, and he knew what he had to do with this little kitten that fell in love with him instantly. Wallstone decided it was time to stop stalling and make the decision that would impact him and the kitten's life forever. He took the kitten home and decided she was his now. You won't believe what he decided to call the little cutie. Check out the next adorable photo to find out. The scrawny stray finally had a place to call her home, but now Wallstone was left with a challenge of naming her. He already had a gorgeous dog named Ghost, so he followed the Game of Thrones theme and named the cutie Arya, after the character on the show. So do the pet versions of Arya and Ghost get along as well in real life as they do on the show? Arya quickly made herself at home with her new family. Take a look at this adorable photo of her cuddled up in her new bed. Still, Arya wasn't completely satisfied with her cushion, and you'll be surprised by her favorite place to nap. You'll fall in love with this next photo of her in her odd napping spot. Even though Arya loved her new cushion, she was still very much in love with the man who saved her life from a life on the streets. Here she is, nuzzled up with Wallstone on his head. Though Wallstone and Arya were bonding wonderfully, the same couldn't be said for her and Ghost. You won't believe the ways that Arya torments him. Arya's been known to steal Ghost's bed and proclaim it as her own, as well as using his tail as target practice for her hunting skills. Needless to say, none of this was okay with Ghost, who was growing tired of the crazy antics of her new little sister. So have the two managed to make up? You'll be surprised by what a few months of bonding can do for a relationship between two complete opposites. A recent update from Wallstone has left everyone feeling good. Ghost has gotten pretty good at detecting kitty traps at this point, Wallstone updated on Imager. Arya has even settled down now that Ghost has been standing up for himself. The next photo of them together will blow you away. As the month progressed, Arya and Ghost got closer and closer. Just take a look at this adorable photo uploaded by Wallstone. The two of them are actually playing together. Who'd have thought? Wallstone has even stated the pair are quickly becoming BFFs. So many people on Imager were asking for updates on the kitten that Wallstone started posting them more frequently. You won't believe what Wallstone has to say about his feline friend. Over a year and halfway across the country, she's still pretty tiny, but healthy and happy. Wallstone cheerfully wrote on Imager for all the users that kept up with the story. He added, "She still sleeps on the same bed every day." You'll chuckle at the next comment Wallstone made about Arya and her relationship with Ghost. "Sometimes she gets murder eyes. She's decided the dog's okay and doesn't have to be eliminated," Wallstone happily joked while writing his update on Arya and Ghost's relationship. She's also extremely acrobatic. Wallstone's selfless action has gotten him quite a lot of online attention. You won't believe how many people are invested in the events. More than 90,000 people have viewed Wallstone's updates about Arya. Can you believe it? Users have been keeping up with this story in hopes of learning just a bit more about this unusual stray kitten that so easily fell in love with her now owner. People have left some wonderful comments as well, such as, "Lovely kitty, thank you for making your life happy and secure." So does Wallstone feel like the hero the internet points him out to be? Despite saving Arya from a life on the streets, Wallstone feels that Arya actually changed his life for the better. He refers to her as the best cat, and he's so happy she stumbled into his life. It's almost as if Arya knew that her and Wallstone were destined to be together.